One crystal note here. I'm just kind of like a tired video again. First off, what I doodled here is Soren and no, not Soren, sorry, Rainbow Dash and Applejack's son. I gave him each of his mom's eyes. Just thought it kind of looks adorable. At the moment, it's kind of like supposed to be an adorable art little picture. I'm thinking of naming him Blazing Apple or something like that. I don't know yet. He is saved, so it's okay on that part. So I know if any of you like him and enjoy the ship of Rainbow Dash and Applejack, I prefer Flutter Dash, but I was just kind of bored and wanted to see if I could make a cool character out of those two. So I just kind of made this little guy. I think he looks adorable with the way I set his eyes and the way I set his like little mouth and that. But but I don't know. I enjoy it. And one second. Okay, everyone. Sorry about that. Um, but I guess since I'm done now, exit. Close out saving because he's already. See, he's right here, right here. And if you want him, go ahead and tell me down in the comments. I don't mind. Um, actually today I had a story. Okay, so this is the story of kind of how my first ever. Um, this is kind of a story on how how I got into how I got into art. I guess I'll just do one of those stories, huh? Random story, right? Yeah, I'm just trying to do content. Hey, are you okay? Sorry about that. My sister's kind of sleeping here. She's a very sound sleeper. Um, and okay. So first off, here's how so at first, when I was younger, drawing was kind of just something I do when I was bored in class. Like when I had absolutely nothing better to do, I'd do something like draw. Like, oh, can't think of what the answer is? Doodle! And not a very good tactic for any of you who are still in school. Not a very good tactic. Not a very good tactic for life at all. But, doodling every now and then can help your creative stay in place. So, I used to doodle all the time. My teacher, they usually get kind of annoyed because I'd be in the middle of class doodling on my paper instead of writing the answers. Like, if they're given the answers, I'm usually okay with writing them now. When I was younger, concentrating, that's hard. That was not very easy to do for me. It was actually probably one of the hardest things I had to do. So, focusing was not very easy for me, as I just said. But what was pretty easy was doodling. I would sketch the craziest stuff you guys would not believe. Um, like just stuff that you wouldn't think you'd see from that age, and stuff that I didn't even understand what I drew. People would laugh at because it just represents something a little bit over my age limit. So yeah, I had to tendency draw, but I never really took it as a big deal. I always just took it as, oh, I doodle, nice. And I just saw random stuff like hearts, smiley faces, or just start waving the pencil around. And I was kind of bored. I think most of the time I did this because I was super bored and super annoyed. Like I didn't want at all to be there. I was a very shy child, so really up until like 5th grade or so, up until Brittany and me started actually being able to hang out, I didn't have anyone to talk to. So if we had time for extra time, unless we had something to do like toys or something, I just kind of sit there and doodle on a piece of paper or something like that. Let's just say if I wasn't doodling, I don't know what I was doing. And I sketched some crazy stuff, like I said. But I remember at one point when I first started out in MLP, I tried drawing ponies. I didn't think it was much at first. I kind of just thought of it as, oh, hey, I like the way they look. I want to draw that. How long is this video? I can't make the videos too long. 15 minutes is my limit, because otherwise they don't let me post the video. So, like I was saying, so I started doing, and then I remember how I used to draw ponies, and dude, it was so cringy. Like, I didn't even do digital art back then. I did traditional only, because I didn't know how to do digital, so I didn't know how cool paint software could be. Like, if you can only use paint software, it's okay. And, by the way, how I feel on bases is just, they're good for beginning. I used to use nothing but bases when I was beginning, but in time, you should probably try to slip away from them and try drawing your own. You can create bases for others, kind of give back a little, or you can just draw your own little characters for fun. I find it fun drawing from scratch. I probably wouldn't have if I hadn't had media paying, though. Up until then, I thought anyone who hated on bases was stupid. I mean, they didn't know how it felt. I wasn't very good. and I remember, and so digital art was something that when I got into, I was kind of happy about. Like, dude, I don't need to draw nothing no more. Like, all I gotta do is just draw this little thing here. And then I started wanting to draw more traditional art. And how I used to draw my traditional art was, was basically I draw a circle for the head, and it'd stay a circle, and then I draw 2 circles for the body, and then I kind of just draw something. It just never looked good. And let's keep it at that, because anywhere else is too cringy for memory. So, trying to keep this good leveled is basically, I was terrible drawing. And then I started getting a little better. Like, my art didn't look as bad, and I was starting to get better with mains and that, and all that stuff. My mains looked okay, and the head started to look fine too. And then I started wondering, what else can I do? What else can I add to this? Can I add to this? Is it safe? Is it safe to add? I didn't know if it was or not at all. So I started digital art. I found Paint on my computer one day when the computer crashed, when like a bunch of other things wouldn't work. So I got bored and I decided, hey, why don't I just figure this thing out? So I started playing around with Paint tool, with just Paint tool, just regular Paint tool. It's usually downloaded on a computer already. I don't know any computers where it's not that, but I don't know. Maybe there are some. I don't know. I only know Paint tool. So I use Media Bang on my phone, which I only use because of my computer crashing, but anyway. So, and I remember when I was first starting out, I thought my way I draw my stuff was like the bomb. I thought I was doing so good. And I see other people's arts, I'd just be like, oh my gosh, I'm so terrible. But don't we all have self-doubt? To be honest, for any new artists, I speak from experience, don't doubt yourself. It just makes it take longer for you to get better. And yes, sometimes I get annoyed because sometimes my friends are really enthusiastic about my art and are like, oh my gosh, it looks so cool. Sometimes it feels like they're faking, and part of me feels flattered that they care about me enough to fake it, but another part thinks, how am I supposed to actually develop when I'm just fakely praised? I don't know, it just doesn't feel like I'm actually developing. And that. And I say constructive criticism is a good thing. Some people would disagree and say it's not very fun, and anyone who's had to deal with it hates it. But to be honest, to me, it's kind of like writing. To me, drawing has always been kind of like. Here's another way I can describe bases. Bases are your training wheels. I don't ride bikes, but I do ride a scooter. And for bike, I remember trying to learn how to ride bikes when I was younger. And basically, bases are like your little training wheels. They're there to help you but they're not there forever. They're gonna have to be taken off at some point. Emphasis on at some point. Not right now, not in, but also not in a million years. You have to learn, and you don't have to, everyone learns at their own pace. Some people think bases are just downright terrible and don't want anyone using them because they just hate them and they hate how they look and they think that they look ugly. But believe it or not, when used right, bases can actually look pretty cool. I've seen some really good bases be used, like there's some speed parents I watch who use bases, and their art looks so good. If they draw their own stuff, but sometimes they'll use a fun base. Even I use bases still sometimes. I'll be on paint, I'll be like, I don't feel like drawing a pony, and I'll just kinda doodle, and I can doodle as much as I want, but sometimes just browsing DeviantArt for a base feels nice. And people make bases, and I enjoy it. I'd rather, honestly, if there's a base that's already done for a specific mood I want set, I'm probably gonna use it, okay? Because they probably drew it way better than I did. Now, if it's crudely drawn and obviously supposed to be a gag, I'm going to draw my own. But I'm just saying, if it's good, yeah, you did a good job. And I think what some people confuse bases with is, it annoys me when people call stealing. It's not stealing. If the person put the base out there, made it, created it, and put it out there, that's not stealing. They put it out there, which means they meant for people to be able to use it. If they didn't, well, then I don't know how it got out there, but it's still not stealing as long as you credit. If you don't credit, though, then you are stealing. Why do you think we always add the credit me box? Like, dude, you don't have to say we made your character. All you gotta say is we drew the stupid base. It's really not that hard. I don't see why people always call it stealing, but whatever. You know, it's just like one of my peeves. Anyway, so this guy here is, I don't know what to name him yet. He's probably gonna end up being adoptable too. You know, I've been making these adoptables, and I think I'm just gonna start putting them on Animo because I make them and no one ever comments to adopt them, and I think I'm gonna just start putting like on Animo, like just like, hey, I got a few adoptables, free for a good home. Got a little Pegasus one. Anyone want him? Anyone want him? By the way, if you ever use Media Bang and you're trying to find colors that would work to make your character pop out, I suggest using colors. If it's a dark character, I suggest using a lighter colors for the background so they pop out more, or vice versa. If it's a darker character, it all depends on how you see stuff. If you can't take light and dark together, well, you don't have to draw it like that. Okay, well, this is him, and I'm going to save him. So if any of you do want to go ahead and comment, but I think for now I'm going to put him down in Animo. Maybe, like, open a chat. Okay, so thanks for watching, and this is Crystal and Note signing out. Bye. Bye. Sorry, it's Crystal signing out. Bye.